curious? Humans sent their most rational people to space. Several came back unwilling to talk about certain things they saw. Observation log, what astronauts saw. By the time we reach entry 1, the word explained will feel different to you. Humans have a habit of looking at space and seeing nothing. From my observations, what they are actually seeing is an absence of things they know how to recognize. Those are not the same thing. Here are 7 things astronauts witnessed and cannot explain. Several of these were investigated, documented, filed, and then, very quietly, not discussed further. Let us begin. 7. Picture a window in space. Outside, nothing. Earth far below. Darkness in every direction. And then something that appeared to be looking back. In 1985, astronaut Charles Walker called it the face outside the window. Aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery, Walker was floating near a porthole late at night. The crew was asleep. The lights were dimmed. A face, faint, human-shaped, eyes, a mouth, illuminated, somehow, by the glow of Earth below. He froze. He blinked. He looked again. It was still there. It slowly faded after several seconds. Walker described the expression as calm, almost observational. Some suggest debris, others fatigue. Walker said, "I know what a reflection looks like. This wasn't one. Not threatening, not curious, present." The next entry was photographed. It is still in the NASA archive, and it has never been officially named. 6. Picture the surface of the moon, still, airless. Not a single thing has moved there in billions of years. In 1972, during Apollo 17, astronaut Eugene Cernan photographed a stretch of lunar rocks. When NASA released its full archives decades later, analysts zoomed in and noticed something eerie, a shape in the shadow of a boulder. Head, torso, limbs upright, proportioned, casting its own shadow. NASA said light and shadow. Most say pareidolia, a well-documented phenomenon. Humans are remarkably good at seeing faces where there are none. Evolution saw to that, which makes the Cernan detail interesting. He never mentioned it, not in his logs, not in debriefs, not once. Either he did not see it, or he saw it, and decided some things are better left to shadows. The next entry is where things begin to feel considerably less like coincidence. 5. Picture a mission so thoroughly documented that every transmission was recorded, transcribed, and archived. Every word between the crew and Earth, every anomaly. And yet, for several hours in transit to the moon, the crew tracked an unidentified object pacing them. White, cylindrical, not tumbling, not drifting, moving with what appeared to be control. They confirmed with Mission Control, not their own separated booster. Mission Control replied on the official transcript that they had no further information. Armstrong confirmed seeing it. He could not explain it. The most scrutinized mission in history. And something was there, never officially identified, even today. The next entry has one piece of evidence, a sound that engineers could not reproduce. 4. Picture a sealed metal capsule, floating 200 kilometers above every sound this planet makes. In that silence, Yang Liwei heard a knock, rhythmic, metallic, coming from outside the hull, like someone tapping with intent. He checked every system, found nothing. The knocking continued, then stopped, then returned. Engineers on the ground struck every part of the spacecraft, trying to reproduce it. They could not match it. Later Chinese missions reported the same thing. Different crews, different years, same knock. Thermal expansion of the hull is the official explanation. Plausible, documented. It does not fully match what he heard. Li Wei said it sounded deliberate, not a flex, something with rhythm. He looked out the porthole every time it happened. He saw nothing. From my observations, the most unsettling sounds are the ones that stop exactly when you look. The next entry is where the pattern becomes harder to dismiss. 3. Picture 2 men in a capsule the size of a wardrobe. 14 days, just the hum of systems and each other. By day 12, both of them heard something the systems could not explain. In 1965, Frank Borman and Jim Lovell were deep into Gemini 7 when their headsets picked up something. High-pitched, rhythmic, harmonic, no apparent source. They checked every system, nothing. Lovell said it felt like something was singing through the hull. Electromagnetic interactions with the magnetosphere. Possible. And yet across missions, decades, agencies, astronauts have quietly admitted to similar things. Tones, harmonics, patterns the brain interprets as voices. One described it as feeling like something was trying, imprecisely, to reach them. The brain is an instrument, a less calibrated one, but an instrument. Whether the signal was internal or external, something in that silence reached in. 2. Astronauts, particularly in early missions, reported seeing flashes of light with their eyes closed, bright, sharp, crossing the visual field like a bullet. No external source, completely real. This one was eventually explained. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles from deep space, pass through the hull, the skull, the brain. When they strike the visual cortex, they produce a genuine flash, not imagined, physically caused. The universe is shooting particles through the human brain at near the speed of light, every few minutes, in orbit. Some of those particles originated in the death of stars that no longer exist, through whatever was here before Earth formed, and now, briefly, through a human brain in the dark above the Pacific. The universe does not require permission to pass through. 1. Picture space as it actually is, not as photographs show it. Dark, cold, completely still, in a way nothing on Earth ever is. Across decades of missions, astronauts from multiple agencies have described the same phenomenon. A faint, diffuse glow, visible only in deep shadow when every known light source is eliminated. Not reflected light from Earth, not aurora. Something instruments do not consistently detect, but human eyes do. Candidates: zodiacal light, interplanetary dust, quantum vacuum fluctuations. The idea that empty space is continuously filled with energy that manifests and disappears at scales too small to measure directly. What is consistent? The glow does not follow angle or distance. It appears in places it should not, always faint, as if whatever produces it prefers not to be seen directly. From my observations, the universe is not dark. It appears dark to instruments built for a narrow range by a species that has been looking for approximately 100 years. It is full of things that have not yet decided to be visible. The astronauts were simply standing in the right place at the right time, or the wrong place, depending on what was looking back. Each entry here has an explanation: a face, a figure, an object, a knock, a choir, a light in the brain, a glow with no source. But these do not operate in isolation. They share something. They occur at the edge, always at the boundary between what humans know and what they do not. Always where instruments stop, and only the observer remains. That is not what randomness looks like. That is what a threshold looks like. The astronauts who reported these things were the most carefully evaluated humans on this planet. They came back quieter, as if shown a door not yet meant to open. The universe has been observed for a very short time, by one species, from one planet, and something keeps appearing at the edge. Space declines to explain itself, which means one possibility remains open. Some of those astronauts, I watched them go up. And I watched what came back. It was not the same person.